नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। We are reading from Krishna book, chapter 80, chapter 60, entitled Lord Krishna fights with Baṇāsura. So we are in the last section of this chapter now, and today we'll complete this chapter. So yesterday we were discussing prayers offered by Lord Shiva. When Lord Shiva saw that his great devotee Baṇāsura is on the verge of death, and in the presence of Lord Shiva, Baṇāsura was about to be killed by the weapon of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Lord Shiva felt compassion because he is Ashutosh, and he has great compassion for his devotees. He gets easily pleased with his devotees. He is Ashutosh and he is also Vaishnavanam Yathashambhu. So, so that's why he is very, very magnanimous, very, very compassionate. So Lord Shiva started offering prayers to Lord Krishna to save his devotee Baṇāsura. So now, so today we are reading the prayers offered by Lord Shiva, and after that we'll see what happens to Baṇāsura. So we welcome all devotees for our discussion, and all of you can read uh, two paragraphs, turn by turn. So Dheeraj Prabhu can start. After Dheeraj Prabhu, Prashant Prabhu can read.
Yes, Prabhu. My Lord, you are actually the dearmost spirit, super soul of all living entities, and the supreme controller of everything. The human being who is always illusionized is afraid of ultimate death. A man who is simply attached to a sensual enjoyment voluntarily accept the miserable material existence and thus wanders after the will or the wisp of sense pleasure.
Vendors.
He is certainly
This is vendors.
when vendors after okay. He is certainly the most foolish man, for he drinks poison and put aside the nectar. My dear Lord, all the demigods, including myself and Lord Brahma, as well as great saintly persons and sages who have cleansed their hearts of these material attachments, have by your grace wholeheartedly taken shelter of your lotus feet. We have all taken shelter of you because we have accepted you as the Supreme Lord and the dearmost life and soul of all of us. You are the original cause of this cosmic manifestation. You are its supreme maintainer, and you are the cause of its dissolution also. You are equal to everyone, the most peaceful, supreme friend of every living entity. You are the supreme, worshipable object for every one of us. My dear Lord, let us always be engaged in your transcendental loving service so that we may get free from the material entanglement. Okay. I have to continue, bro. Second para. Shall I continue, bro?
Yes, you can continue.
Haribol? Okay. Lastly, my Lord, I may inform you that this Baṇāsura is very dear to me. He has rendered very valuable service unto me. Therefore, I want to see him always happy. Being pleased with him, I have given him the assurance of safety. I pray to you, my Lord, that as you are pleased upon his forefathers, King Pallada and Bali Maharaja, you will always be pleased with him.
Yes. So here we are reading the prayers offered by Lord Shiva. And why Lord Shiva's prayers are there in Bhagavatam? Because Lord Shiva is topmost devotee of Krishna. Swayambhu Narada Shambhu Brahma Kapilo Munu Shambhu, right? 12 महाजन में से एक महाजन कौन है? भगवान शिव है. So that's why whenever Bhagavatam speaks about any character, भागवतम किसी का भी वर्णन नहीं करता है. उन्हीं लोगों का वर्णन करता है जो भगवान के प्रिय भक्त है या शुद्ध भक्त है. जैसे इंद्र. इंद्र मे नॉट बी प्योर डिवोटी, बट इंद्र इज डियर डिवोटी ऑफ कृष्णा. गेटिंग? क्योंकि भगवान उसको निमित्त बनाते हैं हम लोगों को सिखाने के लिए. जो भी गलतियां इंद्र करता है, चाहे वो रामायण हो, महाभारत हो या भागवतम हो, वो गलतियां इंद्र हमें सिखाने के लिए करता है या भगवान इंद्र के थ्रू हमें सिखाना चाहते हैं. चार कुमार शायद शुद्ध भक्त नहीं है, लेकिन उन्होंने जो श्राप दिया और उनके वजह से जय विजय का उनको राक्षस बनना पड़ा, तो उसमें भी भगवान चार कुमारों के द्वारा हमें सिखाने का कुछ प्रयास करते हैं. तो इसलिए दुर्वासा मुनि का एग्जाम्पल आता है भागवतम में. तो भले से हो सकता है हमें लगे कि ये तो शुद्ध भक्त नहीं है, इनका वर्णन कहाँ से आ गया. भगवान शिव के बारे में भी लोग बोलते हैं वो तो देवता है, देवों के देव महादेव. इनका वर्णन क्यों आ गया, ब्रह्मा जी का वर्णन क्यों आ गया? क्योंकि भगवान उनके माध्यम से अपने मिशन को, अपने उद्देश्य को पूरा करते हैं. तो इसलिए उनका वर्णन, उनका जिक्र आपको भागवतम में मिलता है. तो यहाँ पर भगवान शिव भी भगवान के प्रति बहुत जबरदस्त प्रार्थना यहाँ पे सुना रहे हैं, और वो कह रहे हैं कि द ह्यूमन बीइंग हु इज ऑलवेज इल्यूजन्ड इज अफ्रेड ऑफ अल्टीमेट डेथ. है ना? काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मद मात्सर्य. मोह, मोह मीन्स व्हाट? इल्यूजन. लस्ट एंगर ग्रीड इल्यूजन एनवी प्राइड. 6 अनर्थास, राइट? तो उसमें से एक एक जो है हमारा दुश्मन, वो क्या है? इल्यूजन. इल्यूजन मतलब अज्ञान का अंधकार. तो वो व्यक्ति हमेशा मृत्यु से भयभीत रहता है. और जो व्यक्ति भोगों से आसक्त है, इंद्रिय भोग से आसक्त है, वो हमेशा अपने आ, जो उसकी आयु है भौतिक जगत में, उसको बढ़ाते रहता है और माया की मार खाते रहता है. और वो बहुत ही मूर्ख व्यक्ति है. हु ड्रिंक्स पॉइजन एंड पुट्स असाइड नेक्टर. आज राशन ब्रो भी वो भजन गा रहे थे ना, हरी हरी बिफले जन्म गोवाइनु, कि मैं कितना मूर्ख हूँ, जानिया शुनिया विष खाइनु. जानबूझ के मैं विष पान कर रहा हूँ और भगवान का भजन नहीं कर रहा हूँ. मेरे से बड़ा मूर्ख और कौन हो सकता है? लेकिन वो बता रहे हैं कि भगवान आप कौन हो? यू आर द सोर्स ऑफ क्रिएशन, आई मीन मैनिफेस्टेशन. यू आर मेंटेनर एंड यू आर द सोर्स ऑफ डिसोल्यूशन. आप करता धरता भरता सब कुछ आप ही हो भगवान. यू आर इक्वल टू एवरीवन. आप सभी के प्रति समभाव रखते हो. द मोस्ट पीसफुल सुप्रीम फ्रेंड ऑफ लिविंग एंटिटी. तो ये पीस फॉर्मूला के बारे में है, 5.29. आप लोग पढ़ लीजिएगा. यू आर सुप्रीम वर्शिपेबल ऑब्जेक्ट फॉर एवरी वन ऑफ अस. आप हम सभी के आराध्य देव हो. आराध्य भगवान ब्रजेश तनया. Let us always be engaged in your transcendental loving service so that we may get free from this material entanglement. तो मैं यही चाहता हूँ प्रभु कि मैं हमेशा आपकी सेवा में लगा रहूं, ताकि हम भौतिक भव बंधन से, है ना, वो जो प वर्ग है, प फ ब भ म, परिश्रम, परिश्रम करने से क्या होता है? फेण आता है. उसकी वजह से हम बंधन में बन जाते हैं. फिर हमको भय होता है, और उसके बाद क्या होता है? मृत्यु आ जाती है. तो ये जो प वर्ग है. और भक्ति क्या है? भक्ति क्या है? अपवर्ग है, कि उसमें ये सब 5 चीजें नहीं होती है. तो आप इन 5 चीजों से मुक्त हो जाते हो. तो अगर हम आपकी प्रेमा भक्ति, आपकी सेवा करेंगे, भक्ति करेंगे प्रभु, तो हम इस प वर्ग से मुक्त हो जाएंगे. और फिर आखिरी में सब होने के बाद, ये प्रेयर करने का एक स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मेट है, प्लीज रिमेंबर. हम जब भी भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं, हमको डायरेक्ट भगवान से मांगना नहीं चाहिए. पहले भगवान का ग्लोरिफिकेशन करना चाहिए, भगवान का क्वालिटीज के बारे में बोलना चाहिए, भगवान को कुछ गीत गा के सुना सकते हैं, श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे, इस तरह से, या राधे जय जय माधव दयिते। भगवान को प्रसन्न करना चाहिए, पहले कुछ गुणगान से, नाम रूप गुण लीला के बारे में कुछ बोलिए, या किसी महान डिवोटी के प्रेयर्स वैसे आप उनको सुना दीजिए। और सब होने के बाद आखिरी में फिर आप उनको बताइए कि क्या काम है, कि मैं आपके लिए क्यों इतना प्रार्थना कर रहा हूँ। भगवान बोलेंगे ठीक है, काम क्या है बताओ। तो फिर आप बताओ उनको कि मैं इस काम के लिए आपके पास आया हूँ, है ना। जब भी हम किसी धनी व्यक्ति के पास जाते हैं कुछ डोनेशन मांगने के लिए, हम तुरंत उनसे डोनेशन नहीं मांगते। पहले हम उनके साथ वार्तालाप करते हैं। आप कैसे हैं, आपका आपका बिजनेस कैसा चल रहा है, आपके बच्चे कैसे हैं। वो सब वार्तालाप होने के बाद थोड़ा उनको प्रसाद देते हैं, गार्लैंड देते हैं, उनकी उनका गुणगान करते हैं। फिर हम काम की बात करते हैं कि मैं आपके पास इस कार्य के लिए आया हूँ, आप मुझे सहायता कीजिए। वैसे अभी भगवान शिव अपने काम की बात कर रहे हैं कि मैं आपके पास क्यों आया हूँ भगवान, आप मेरे भक्त बाणासुर को बख्श दीजिए, उसको क्षमा कर दीजिए। बाणासुर इज वेरी डियर टू मी, he has rendered very valuable service, I want him always happy, I have given him assurance of safety. As you are pleased upon his forefathers, Prahlad and Bali, you will also be pleased with him. Again, again, प्रहलाद, बलि महाराज, ये भी कौन है, महाजन है। स्वयंभू नारद शंभु ब्रह्मा, जनका, कपिलो, मनुहु, प्रहलाद, बलिर, वयासकी वयम। 12 महाजन में से दो तो प्रहलाद और बलि महाराज ही है, और तीसरे खुद भगवान शिव है, राइट। चार कुमार भी महाजन है, और मैंने उनका एग्जाम्पल दिया, ब्रह्मा जी भी महाजन है, राइट। तो इस तरह से वो बोल रहे हैं कि जैसे आपने प्रहलाद और बलि महाराज पे कृपा की, अभी आप क्या करो, बाणासुर पे भी कृपा कीजिए। इस तरह से वो उनको बोल रहे हैं। ठीक है, आगे देखते क्या होता है। सो प्रशांत प्रभु का हो गया, सॉरी, धीरज प्रभु का हो गया। नाउ प्रशांत प्रभु आप पढ़िए, आफ्टर प्रशांत प्रभु ध्रुव प्रभु कैन बी रेडी।
After hearing Lord Shiva's prayer, Lord Krishna addressed him also as Lord and said, My dear Lord Shiva, I accept your statements and your desire for Bāṇasura. I also accepted is also accepted by me. I know that this Bāṇasura is the son of Bali Maharaj, and as such I cannot kill him because that is my promise. I gave a benediction to King Prahlad that all the demons who would appear in his family would never be killed by me. Therefore, without killing this Banasura, I have simply cut off his arms to deprive him of his false prestige. The large number of soldiers which he was maintaining become a burden on this earth, and I have killed them all in order to minimize the burden. Now he has four remaining arms, and he will remain immortal without being affected by the material pains and pleasures. I know that he is one of the chief devotees of your lordship, so you can now rest assured that henceforward he need he need have no fear from anything.
Yes,
When Banasura,
yes. So just a minute. So here Lord Krishna is telling Lord Shiva that I have ki- um, cut off out of 1000 hands, 996 hands I have cut off, and 4 hands I have kept as it is. And because you are having great affection for Baṇāsura, and he is your great devotee, so I will not kill him, and he will have no more fear henceforth. Ma Shrucha, do not worry, do not fear. So we need to understand Lord doesn't like to kill the the disciples or the devotees of his devotees. Like Brahma ji के devotee कौन थे? Hiranyakashipu. So before killing him, Lord kept the promise of Brahma ji also. And with all the criteria, he came as Narsimhadev. Similarly, Baṇasura is devotee of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva gave him benediction that you will not be killed by your enemy. So Lord Krishna kept that promise and did not kill him. Bhishma Dev, he took vow that either I will kill Arjuna next day morning, or Krishna had to pick up a weapon to kill me. So Krishna kept the vow of his devotee, Bhishma Dev, and lifted the chariot wheel to kill Bhishma. So he made it as a weapon, right? So Krishna never ever breaks the vow of his devotee. That's what here it is mentioned. Kaunteya Pratijanehi Name Bhakta Pranashrati. Oh Arjuna, you declare that my devotee will never perish, because I may break, I may go back on my own words, but I will never go back on the promise given by my devotee. मेरे भक्त ने जो वचन दिया है मैं उसके पीछे कभी नहीं जा सकता. चाहे मैं अपने वचन से मुकर जाऊं, लेकिन मेरे भक्तों के वचन को मैं अवश्य पूरा करता हूँ. सो ब्रह्मा जी का एग्जाम्पल दिया, शिव जी का एग्जाम्पल दिया, राइट. तो whenever a devotee makes a promise, Krishna will definitely fulfill it. A devotee offers a prayer, Krishna will surely show his response. So for that we have to become a devotee, like Lord Shiva, like Lord Brahma. Then Krishna will reciprocate. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tadaiva bhajamyaham. As you come to me, I will reciprocate accordingly in that proportion with everyone, with all of you. So that's how we need to understand. Yeah, please continue.
When
Prashant bro. Yeah.
Baṇāsura was benedicted by Lord Krishna in this way, he came before the Lord and bowed down before him. Touching his head to the earth, he immediately arranged to bring Aniruddha along with his daughter Usha, seated on a nice chariot, and presented them before the Lord Krishna. After this, Lord Krishna took charge of Aniruddha and Usha, who had become very opulent materially because of the blessings of Lord Shiva. Thus, keeping forward a division of one akshwani of soldiers, Krishna began to proceed towards Dwarka. In the meantime, all the people at Dwarka, having received the news that Lord Krishna was returning with Aniruddha and Usha in great opulence, decorated every corner of the city.
Yeah. So if you remember why this whole fight happened, because Aniruddha wanted to marry Usha, or Usha wanted to marry Aniruddha, and his father was not agreeing. So to protect the family prestige, he raised a war against Lord Krishna's family. And then he involved Lord Shiva, he involved Kartikeya, Ganesha, and he also involved um, so many soldiers, and they all got killed who were puffed up. And Krishna also brought Satyaki on his side. Krishna brought Balramji, Pradyumna, all these people, right, to have his son and daughter-in-law back to Dwarka. So finally, after everything was settled, all the accounts were cleared. Finally, what happened? Baṇasura went back and brought Aniruddha and his daughter Usha, and both of them got a nice chariot, and he also gave huge dowry in marriage to Usha and Aniruddha, and that's how the marriage was completed. And then they are returning back to Dwarka Dham. Yes, yeah. Please read.
Decorated every corner of city with flags, festoons, and garlands. All the big roads and crossings were fully cleansed and sprinkled with sandalwood palm mixed with water. Everywhere there was the flavor of sandalwood. All the citizens, accompanied by their friends and relatives, welcomed Lord Krishna with great pomp and jubilation. At that time, there was uh, tumultuous vibration of conch shells and drums and bangles to receive the Lord. In this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, entered his capital Dwarka.
Yes. So if you read, every time Krishna became victorious when he got Jamvati in marriage along with Shamantak Mani, so the Dwarka Vasis, they celebrated Krishna's victory. So this is the nature of devotee. A devotee always relishes the victory of his Lord and Master. He becomes happy. So we need to understand that when we see some other devotee advancing in Krishna consciousness, and when we relish his success and become joyful, we also get the same benefit. And then eventually we will be able to become joyful when we see, when we read and hear Krishna's success, Krishna's victory in Bhagavatam, in Chaitanya Lila, in Gaur Lila, Ram Lila, Krishna Lila, etc. So, but we need to start with devotees, devotees around us. When we see they are happy, we become happy. Para dukha dukhi, para sukha sukhi. Then only we will be able to someday enjoy Krishna's victory and Krishna's success. Otherwise, that envy will always remain in the heart. Because of envy only, we are here in this world. And when we are freed from envy, we will go back home, back to Godhead. So that is something which goes at the end. Everything will go first. Lust will go away. Anger will go away. All will go away. But envy takes maximum time to get out of the heart. Right? So, so here it is mentioned that Dwarika Dham, all the citizens, they celebrated Krishna's welcoming. Now we are going to Khargar. We are going to welcome Lord Madan Mohan Dev, Gaur Nitai, and so many deities. So we need to celebrate and we need to become joyful, happy, dance, and distribute prasadam, mercy to each and everyone, all the citizens of Khargar, Navi Mumbai, that Lord is coming. So please come and participate in this joyous occasion. So we also get tremendous mercy, right? So that's how we see in Bhagavatam and in Ramayana also. When the Lord returned, how when the Lord came to their home, came to their city, how everyone became joyful and everyone became jubilant. That shows that they love the Lord so much. And that's the nature of devotee. He is always eager and he is awaiting for the darshan of the lordships. In this way, Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna entered his capital Dwarika Dham. Yes, Dhruv Prabhu can read last two paragraphs and then we stop for today. Yeah.
Sukadeva Goswami assured King Parikshit that the narration of fight between Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna is not at all inauspicious like ordinary fights. On the contrary, if one remember the narration of this fight between Lord Krishna and Lord Shiva in the morning and takes pleasure in the victory of Lord Krishna, he will never experience defeat anywhere in his struggle of life. This, as,
Yeah, go ahead.
This episode of Baṇāsura's fighting with Krishna and later on being saved by the grace of Lord Shiva is confirmation of the statement in the Bhagavad Gita that the worshippers of demigods cannot achieve any benediction without its being sanctioned by the Supreme Lord Krishna. Here in this narration, we find that although Baṇāsura was great devotee of the Lord Shiva, when he faced death by Krishna, Lord Shiva was not able to save him. But Lord Shiva appealed to Krishna to save his devotee. It, it was thus sanctioned by the Lord. Uh, this is the position of Lord Krishna. The exact word used in this connection in the Bhagavad Gita are Mayavabhitam hitan. This means that without the sanction of the Supreme Lord, no demigod can award any benediction to the worshippers. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of second volume, English chapter of Krishna, Lord Krishna fights with Baṇāsura.
Yes. So you see, Hiranyakashipu was devotee of Lord Brahma and he was harassing Prahlad, who was devotee of Lord Narayana. But Hiranyakashipu or Brahmaji could not do anything to Prahlad. But when it was too much and Lord Narayana wanted to harass or wanted to punish Hiranyakashipu, then Brahmaji could not save him, right? So a devotee of demigod, he may or may not be able to be saved by the wrath of Supreme Personality of Godhead. But sorry, I told Ulta. Hmm. So a devotee of demigod like Hiranyakashipu, Ravana was devotee of Lord Shiva, Baṇasura was devotee of Lord Shiva. Not only that, Jayadratha was devotee of Lord Shiva. All these people, demonic people, they may have very powerful masters like demigods, but when Supreme Lord gets angry, their masters also cannot protect them. Kamsa was devotee of Lord Durga, goddess Durga, but a devotee of Lord Supreme Lord Narayana, like Vibhishan, like Prahlad, no matter whole world goes against them, like Arjuna, Pandavas, nobody can do any harm to them because they have the supreme shelter of Krishna and Rama. So, same point Prabhupada is mentioning here that Baṇasura was a great devotee of Shiva, but when faced by Krishna, Shiva was not able to save him. When Shiva appealed to Krishna, finally Krishna saved his life. This is the position of Krishna. Mayyeva vihitan hitan. Without sanction of Supreme Lord, no demigod can award any benediction to the worshipper. भगवान की मर्जी के बिना पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता. तो यहाँ पर उसका वर्णन किया गया है. मय्येव विहितन हितान. ये भगवद गीता का श्लोक है. You can find out and you can study on your own. So and people are less intelligent who are demigod worshippers. भगवान इसके बारे में बोलते हैं. और उसके उसके पहले क्या बोला गया है कि या इसके देखिए I have highlighted this also. Yeah. So this pastime, Falashruti means after hearing the whole pastime, what is the benefit? So benefit is that anybody who remembers this pastime in morning hours especially, and takes pleasure in victory of Krishna, he will never experience defeat anywhere in his struggle of life. वो कभी भी किसी भी अवस्था में पराजय नहीं होगा अगर हम सुबह के समय में इस लीला को स्मरण करेंगे तो द फाइट बिटवीन लॉर्ड शिवा एंड लॉर्ड कृष्णा, he will never experience any defeat. और इसके पहले भी उन्होंने एक benediction दिया था, if you remember. Anyone who remembers the fight between Narayana Jvara and Shri Jvara, he will become fearless, right? We have seen that previously. The फलश्रुति is given कि ये जो फाइटिंग हो रहा है ये पढ़ने से हमको क्या लाभ होने वाला है, तो दिया हुआ है इसमें. So I can show it here. See this. We have read it last time. So whosoever remembers this fight, he will become free from all kinds of fear. He will become fearless. और इसमें तो ये भी लिखा है राखे कृष्ण मारे कृष्ण राखे के. If Krishna wants to protect anyone, nobody can harm him. तो उस तरह से या सो समय हो गया है एंड from tomorrow we'll try to begin with new chapter because I will be in remote area, so I don't know whether I have internet access or not, but I will definitely